This morning, the loss of one of the greats, Olivia Newton-John. Let's begin this hour by taking a look back at her life.
Olivia Newton-John is more than just a name, it's a legacy. She wasn't just a singer or an actress, she was a cultural phenomenon who redefined what it meant to be a star. From Greece to physical, she captivated millions with her charm, talent, and unmistakable voice. But behind the glowing spotlight and chart-topping success, her life was anything but easy. What if we told you that the sweetheart of Hollywood faced some of the darkest challenges imaginable? Scandals, heartbreaks, devastating losses, and battles that tested her very existence. Yet, she always found a way to rise again. Now, at 76, Olivia's story is more powerful than ever. How did she survive it all? What's the shocking truth behind her struggles? And why is her legacy still making headlines today? To understand Olivia's journey, we must first go back to where it all began. Olivia Newton-John was born on September 26, 1948, in Cambridge, England, into a family of remarkable intellect. Her grandfather, Max Born, was a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, a man whose groundbreaking work in quantum mechanics shaped modern science. But Olivia's destiny was never meant to be in laboratories or academic halls. It was meant for the stage. At just 5 years old, her world changed when her family moved to Melbourne, Australia. It was there, far from the streets of Cambridge, that Olivia's love for music began to bloom. Unlike her academically inclined relatives, she found herself drawn to melodies, harmonies, and the emotional power of song. Music wasn't just entertainment for Olivia. It was an escape, a calling, and soon, a dream that wouldn't let go. By the time she was a teenager, Olivia had made up her mind. While other kids were thinking about university, she was performing at school events and talent competitions, her voice effortlessly capturing attention. At 14, she formed an all-girl group called Sol 4, showing early signs of her potential. It was clear this wasn't just a hobby, she had something special, something that couldn't be ignored. Then came the moment that changed everything. At 16, Olivia won a local talent contest, securing a trip to England, a place that held the promise of stardom. But promise alone wasn't enough. In the competitive world of entertainment, she quickly realized talent wasn't the only thing required to succeed. The music industry was tough, and Olivia was just another aspiring singer trying to make it. She recorded her first singles in the mid-1960s, but the reception was lukewarm. She bounced between musical styles, struggling to find the sound that truly fit her. Was she a pop star? A folk singer? Something in between? The industry didn't know what to do with her, and at times, neither did she. Discouraged but determined, she joined Tomorrow, a short-lived band that was meant to be the next big thing. But the project failed, and once again, Olivia found herself at a crossroads. She had the talent, the looks, and the drive, so why wasn't it happening for her? Was she meant for something else? Was the music industry just not ready for Olivia Newton-John? These were the questions that haunted her in those early years. She had come so far, yet real success still felt just out of reach. Despite her talent, breaking into the music industry wasn't as easy as it seemed. For Olivia Newton-John, the road to fame was anything but smooth. The music industry, as glamorous as it seemed, was brutal behind the scenes. In an era dominated by powerhouse vocalists and rebellious rock stars, Olivia's soft, angelic voice was often dismissed as too sweet or innocent. She wasn't edgy enough for rock, not soulful enough for R&B, and too delicate for the folk scene. The industry didn't know where to place her, and for a while, neither did she. Her early singles failed to make an impact, leaving her in a cycle of uncertainty. She bounced between different sounds, trying to mold herself into what the industry wanted. But every time she tried to fit into a box, it felt like she was losing a piece of herself. Her band Tomorrow, which was meant to be a breakthrough act, collapsed almost as quickly as it was formed. The film and album they released in 1970 flopped, leaving Olivia wondering if she had made a mistake chasing this dream. The pressure wasn't just external, it was internal. Olivia felt the weight of expectation crushing her. She was beautiful, charming, and talented, yet the industry seemed to value her looks more than her voice. Was she just another pretty face in an industry that chewed up hopeful young women and spat them out? She feared she'd never be taken seriously as an artist. At times, she considered walking away. Was it worth the constant rejection? Was she fighting for something that was never meant to be hers? But deep down, she knew she couldn't quit. Music wasn't just a career, it was her identity. Then, something changed. She met Cliff Richard, a British pop star who recognized her potential and gave her a platform as a regular performer on his show. Slowly, Olivia began to carve out a space for herself. Then came the 1971 song, If Not For You, originally written by Bob Dylan. This was her first taste of real success. The song reached the top 10 in Australia and the UK, proving she wasn't just another industry experiment, she was an artist in her own right. But even then, the battle wasn't over. Critics still questioned whether she had staying power. She needed more than a single hit. She needed a moment that would change everything. A role, a song, or an opportunity that would force the world to pay attention. And then Olivia got the opportunity that would turn her into an international superstar. In 1978, Olivia Newton-John's life changed forever. She was already gaining recognition in the music industry, but when she was offered the role of Sandy in Grease, she hesitated. At 29, she wasn't sure if she could convincingly play a high school student. She had already experienced setbacks in her career, and the last thing she wanted was another failed project. But fate had other plans. Producers were desperate to have her in the film, especially John Travolta, who personally insisted she take the role. After much convincing, Olivia agreed on one condition. She wanted a screen test with Travolta to make sure they had chemistry. The moment they performed together, it was clear. Olivia was Sandy. And when Grease finally hit theaters, it became a global phenomenon. The world fell in love with her as the sweet, innocent girl next door who transformed into a confident, leather-clad bombshell. You're the One That I Want, Summer Nights, and Hopelessly Devoted to You became instant classics, and Olivia became a household name. The film shattered box office records, making her one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. But Grease was just the beginning. Olivia had spent years being labeled as soft or too sweet, but now she was ready to show the world a different side of herself. She released the song A Little More Love, pushing her music into a bolder, edgier direction. Then, in 1981, she did the unthinkable. She completely reinvented herself with Physical. The song was provocative, daring, and completely different from anything she had done before. The lyrics, combined with Olivia's bold new image, shocked both critics and fans. Some radio stations even banned it for being too suggestive, but the controversy only fueled its success. Physical became one of the biggest hits of the decade, spending 10 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This wasn't Sandy from Grease. This wasn't the innocent country pop singer from the early 70s. This was a woman taking control of her career and showing the world she could be anything she wanted to be. Olivia had transitioned from a sweet, wholesome actress to a fearless pop sensation. With her career at its peak, Olivia was on top of the world. She had dominated the music charts, conquered Hollywood, and shattered expectations. But fame is never without its price. As she reached new heights in her professional life, her world was about to face unimaginable challenges. But fame comes with a cost, and Olivia's personal life would soon face major challenges. Fame brought Olivia Newton-John global admiration, but behind the scenes, her personal life was a roller coaster of love, heartbreak, and unexpected turns. She may have been America's sweetheart on screen, but when it came to relationships, her journey was far from a fairy tale. In the early years of her career, Olivia was in a serious relationship with Bruce Welch, a member of the band The Shadows. He adored her, and for a while it seemed like they would last forever. But as Olivia's career took off, the demands of fame created a distance between them. The relationship crumbled, leaving Welch heartbroken. The split hit him so hard that he reportedly struggled with severe depression, even attempting to take his own life. The guilt weighed heavily on Olivia, and though she knew she had to move on, it was a painful chapter she never forgot. Then came Matt Lattanzi, a young and handsome actor and dancer she met on the set of Xanadu in 1980. The attraction was instant. Unlike her previous relationships, Matt wasn't just drawn to her fame, he genuinely loved her for who she was. In 1984, they married, and Olivia believed she had finally found lasting happiness. A few years later, Olivia gave birth to their daughter Chloe, a moment that changed her life in ways she never expected. Motherhood became her greatest joy, but balancing it with the demands of a global career was overwhelming. She had spent years fighting for her success, but now she had to make sacrifices. Olivia slowed down her work commitments to focus on her family, but the pressures of fame, constant public scrutiny, and the struggles of a high-profile marriage took their toll. By the early 90s, cracks in her marriage to Lattanzi became impossible to ignore. The age gap, their different lifestyles, and the strain of Olivia's celebrity status pulled them apart. After more than a decade together, they divorced in 1995. It was a painful ending, but Olivia remained graceful, determined to prioritize her daughter above all else. Then, just when she had given up on love, fate introduced her to John Easterling. Unlike her past relationships, John wasn't part of the entertainment industry. He was a businessman, an environmentalist, and someone who saw Olivia not as a celebrity, but as a woman with depth, wisdom, and strength. Their connection was instant and profound. In 2008, Olivia and John married in a quiet, spiritual ceremony in the Amazon rainforest, far from the flashing lights of Hollywood. For the first time in years, Olivia found peace. John wasn't just her partner, he was her rock, her safe space, and her biggest supporter. But love wasn't Olivia's only challenge. Just when she thought she had finally found stability, life threw her into the toughest battle she would ever face. But love wasn't Olivia's only challenge. Her life would soon be shaken by devastating news. At the height of her success, Olivia Newton-John seemed to have it all: fame, fortune, and a beautiful family. But just when she thought she had finally found stability, life delivered its most devastating blow. In 1992, as she was preparing to release her album Back to Basics, Olivia received news that no one is ever truly prepared for. She had breast cancer. The timing was cruel. What was meant to be a triumphant career moment turned into a personal nightmare. She immediately cancelled all promotional plans, stepping away from the limelight to focus on what mattered most: her health and her future. Olivia was only 44 when she faced this life-altering diagnosis. The world knew her as the radiant, energetic star who seemed untouchable, but now she was just another woman in a terrifying battle for survival. The months that followed were grueling. She underwent a partial mastectomy, chemotherapy, and alternative treatments, all while trying to maintain a brave face for her young daughter, Chloe. The thought of not being there for her child pushed Olivia to fight harder than ever before. She refused to let cancer define her. Instead of retreating into fear, she turned her battle into a mission. She became a vocal advocate for cancer awareness, using her platform to encourage women to prioritize their health. But despite her resilience, the battle left deep emotional scars. She had fought through one of life's toughest challenges, believing she had emerged stronger, but heartbreak wasn't done with her yet. In 2005, Olivia faced another shocking and bizarre tragedy: the disappearance of Patrick McDermott. Patrick, her former partner of nearly a decade, vanished without a trace during a fishing trip off the coast of California. One moment he was there, the next he was gone, leaving nothing behind but unanswered questions and a storm of speculation. Theories flooded the media. Did he fall overboard? Did he fake his death? Was he hiding somewhere trying to escape financial struggles? Some claimed he had been spotted alive in Mexico, while others insisted he had perished at sea. For Olivia, the uncertainty was torture. Unlike illness, which had a clear fight-or-lose outcome, this was something different, a mystery, with no resolution, no closure. As if that wasn't enough, Olivia also faced the painful loss of her father, who passed away in 1992, just as she was battling cancer. The combination of physical illness, emotional distress, and profound grief tested her in ways she never could have imagined. But through it all, Olivia held on to one thing: hope. No matter how dark things became, she refused to be broken. She kept moving forward, believing in love, healing, in the idea that life, despite its cruelty, still held beauty. Yet, even as she tried to push forward, the world wouldn't let her escape the spotlight. The next chapter of her life would be filled with whispers, speculation, and rumors that would shake her reputation once again. As if that wasn't enough, rumors started swirling, bringing even more scrutiny to her life. As if Olivia Newton-John hadn't endured enough heartbreak, the media took her tragedies and turned them into an endless spectacle. The most sensationalized, the bizarre disappearance of Patrick McDermott. In 2005, McDermott, Olivia's former partner, vanished during a fishing trip off the coast of California. There was no distress call, no witnesses, no confirmed explanation. He had seemingly disappeared into thin air, and the world was left grasping for answers. Then came the theories. Some believed he had drowned, lost at sea, and his body never recovered. Others insisted he had staged his death to escape financial troubles, citing unpaid debts and legal issues. Whispers of McDermott being spotted in Mexico surfaced, fueling speculation that he had assumed a new identity. Investigators, journalists, and internet detectives all tried to piece together the puzzle, but nothing ever led to a concrete answer. For Olivia, the situation was beyond painful. The man she had once loved was either dead or hiding, and she had no way of knowing the truth. She was forced to grieve someone who might still be alive. But the tabloids didn't care about her suffering. They milked the mystery for every headline they could. Was Olivia hiding something? Had she known more than she let on? And it didn't stop there. As the years went on, Olivia found herself the target of countless rumors. Every time she stepped out of the public eye, whispers about her health would emerge. Was she secretly battling another illness? Was she hiding a terminal diagnosis? The more private she became, the more speculation grew. Her relationships also became tabloid fodder. When she found love again with John Easterling, some questioned the speed of their romance. Had she moved on too quickly? Was she truly happy? The media dissected every moment of her personal life, treating her most intimate experiences as entertainment. Yet through it all, Olivia remained graceful. She never lashed out at the press, never fed into the rumors, never allowed them to dictate her life. Instead, she focused on what mattered: her health, her family, and her advocacy. She had faced illness, heartbreak, and loss. She had been scrutinized, speculated about, and misrepresented. But Olivia Newton-John was never one to let the world define her. She had bigger battles to fight, and she was ready to face them head-on. But Olivia was never one to let rumors define her. She had bigger battles to fight. Olivia Newton-John had already fought cancer once. She had survived, rebuilt her life, and moved forward with hope. But cancer wasn't done with her. In 2013, more than 2 decades after her initial diagnosis, it returned. This time, it had spread to her shoulder. The news was devastating, but Olivia refused to let it break her spirit. She underwent treatment, balancing traditional medicine with holistic approaches. She believed in the power of healing, both physical and emotional, and focused on maintaining her strength. Then, in 2017, the disease came back again. This time it was stage 4, spreading to her spine. The prognosis was grim, but Olivia refused to surrender to fear. Instead of dwelling on statistics or worst-case scenarios, she turned her focus to advocacy. She became a powerful voice for cancer awareness, sharing her journey openly and encouraging others to seek both medical and natural healing options. Her battle led to something bigger than herself. She founded the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Center in Melbourne, providing patients with cutting-edge treatment, emotional support, and wellness programs. It was more than just a hospital, it was a place of hope, created by someone who truly understood the struggles of those facing the disease. Olivia didn't just want to fight cancer for herself, she wanted to help countless others in their battles too. Each and every day, despite her declining health, Olivia remained a beacon of positivity. She spoke about gratitude, love, and the importance of enjoying life's small moments. Even in pain, she radiated light. She refused to be defined by her illness, choosing instead to focus on the joy she still had. Her resilience was nothing short of extraordinary. Most people would retreat, but Olivia kept going. She spent time with her loved ones, continued advocating for wellness, and cherished every single day she had. She never let her battle become a tragedy. It was simply another chapter in her incredible story. Despite everything, Olivia's impact on the world only grew stronger. Olivia Newton-John was more than a star. She was a force of nature. Her career spanned decades, touching every corner of the entertainment industry. From the moment she stepped onto the screen as Sandy in Grease to the moment she belted out Physical, she wasn't just making music, she was shaping pop culture. Her songs became anthems and her performances were unforgettable. One Water is the time we have, for better or for worse. To celebrate, episode number 7 picks up with an Italian fighting style. Music played at the start, building to Milk and Espelon. She didn't just entertain the world, she changed it. But Olivia's impact went far beyond music and film. Her greatest legacy wasn't the awards, the record sales, or the blockbuster movies. It was her unwavering spirit. She turned her battles into something bigger, dedicating herself to cancer awareness and research. The Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Center wasn't just a name on a building, it was a sanctuary, a place where people could find hope in the darkest moments of their lives. She inspired generations with her resilience. Whether she could reinvent herself in the music industry, her strength in the face of illness, or her dedication to helping others, Olivia was proof that a person could endure unimaginable challenges and still shine. Her optimism, her kindness, and her commitment to making the world a better place left an imprint that will never fade. Tributes poured in from fans, fellow artists, and celebrities who had been touched by her talent and generosity. People who grew up watching Grease, those who danced to Physical, and those who found strength in her journey all shared one sentiment: Olivia Newton-John wasn't just an entertainer, she was an inspiration. Even as time passed, her voice, her story, and her spirit continued to resonate. She wasn't just remembered, she was celebrated. Olivia Newton-John left the world better than she found it, proving that true success isn't measured by fame, but by the lives we touch. So, after everything, what is Olivia Newton-John's final message to the world? Olivia Newton-John's life was a testament to the power of resilience. She faced triumphs that made her a global icon and heartbreaks that could have shattered her. Yet, no matter what life threw her way, she met it with grace, strength, and an unbreakable spirit. From the innocent charm of Grease to the bold reinvention of Physical, she constantly evolved, proving that true talent knows no boundaries. But her legacy wasn't just about music or movies, it was about the lives she touched. She redefined beauty by showing that it wasn't just about appearance, but about kindness, courage, and the ability to uplift others. She redefined strength by proving that even in the face of illness, hope and love could prevail. She redefined perseverance by never letting the darkest moments of her life define her. Her influence continues not just through her timeless music and films, but through the lives she changed. The Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Center stands as a beacon of hope, a place where her mission is to help others' lives. Her journey reminds the world that life isn't about the challenges we face, but how we rise above them. Olivia Newton-John didn't just leave behind a career, she left behind a legacy of hope, love, and inspiration. And that is why, even at 76, Olivia Newton-John remains a legend you can't ignore.